Hello, my Copic friends. Welcome to Copic in the Craft Room. We are going to be coloring up this little sheep today. This is the September add-on image for Kraftin Kimmie. So with a minimum purchase, you get this little guy and sentiment thrown into your box as well. Just so you know, there's also a set coming out that came out for September that is a larger sheep or lamb that goes with this little guy. So the concept is you have a body and a bunch of different heads. You can make a whole small herd of these little guys. And then this little one fits in as a little one, a true little one, a baby lamb. So anyways, this is over at Kraftin Kimmie. That's where these are coming from. And we're going to keep it easy peasy today. So I am going to use some E7s, E70 and E71 and colorless blender to get this guy woolly. Sorry, adjusting sound there. So it might sound different now, and I apologize for that. So I'm going to start with E70. Zoom in for you. And this is Ash Rose. Now I have stamp this in that, I think it's petal pink, the really light pink by Kraftin Kimmie, and I am going to do what I call a squiggle. So I'm coming in from that outer edge, and I can go all the way around. I'm probably not going to go all the way around, and I'll show you kind of how we're going to handle that here. But I'm going to come around the back edge and the bottom, and I'm just doing this little scribbly squiggly stroke, and then as I get toward the center and the top of this little guy, those squiggles are going to get further and further apart until they're almost non-existent, just little pieces at this top. So it appears to get slightly lighter. I want them still to look mostly white. Then I'm going to come in with an E71, which is champagne. The E7s have kind of a mauve or mauve, whichever way you pronounce it, tone to them. So kind of a purplish gray in the earth tone family. So to me, they work well for something like a little sheep that has kind of a warmish gray tone to them. Now, I could leave it just like this and be done. If you don't care for your squiggles, a couple options. Colorless blender, you can do kind of a wash over the whole thing and it's going to soften it. But when I say wash, it's a quick once over. You're not scrubbing. Or you could come in with your colorless blender and add kind of another layer of texture. You could do this either with spraying like a little piece of rag or coming in with dots. That is going to break up those squiggles. It's also going to soften them into each other where those two colors are bumping into each other. Kind of purposefully hit some of these little individual guys out in the center. But that's going to soften the effect of the squiggles and kind of mush it together into that woolly texture. Then on his little face, I'm actually going to do similar to like a black sheep. But of course I didn't bring my markers over. So I'm walking away. Sorry. Coming back. I did not prepare for this. Sorry. But I knew it was going to be quick. Multi-liner first. Don't want to lose those little eyes. So get those in there. The other piece I don't want to lose is his nose. I think what I'm going to do on the nose, even though his face is going dark, I'm going to go right on this underside. So I kind of hold on to that as I come in with my W9. So the W's are your warm grays. Now I don't want to come very far. I want it to look like he has this little dark face, but I don't want to lose his little features. So we'll come in part way, and I am going for this particular one dark to light, and we'll get his ears. We'll come back in a second and get his legs with the same few colors, but we'll grab his little ears while we're up here. All of the gray families blend really easily, so if I'm not moving as quickly, sorry, or if I'm doing multiple sections, I usually can make that work with grays because they tend to blend so well and so easily. They can sit for a few minutes and I'm still going to be able to get that nice smooth transition from color to color, from more specifically value to value. And then this is down to a W5. The top of his little ears are going to catch some light because they're kind of flopped over. But that top is facing upward, so we're assuming it's going to catch light. And we want his face to look dark, but we don't want to lose little features. So we'll kind of see as that dries, if that got dark enough to look kind of where we want it to. And then his little legs, I'm going to start with the W9 again, and I'm going to say this hind leg is going to be a little bit darker. One of the kind of funny, nice things about doing no line coloring is if you accidentally make a line go a little bit bigger, meaning you go outside the line, if it's with a darker color, no one else is going to know. So if his little legs get a little wider, oh well. Let's see, probably go ahead and get this up underneath his wool, similar to the other leg. W7, closing those in, blending as we go. W5, W5. All right, little legs in place. I'm thinking a little E93 on that cute little nose. And then I think originally I was really just assuming kind of either a snow scene or kind of holiday scene for these little guys. So let's do, obviously the hat can be any color you can choose. Let's do a green hat. Yes. Pulling more markers. Sorry. did not prepare appropriately. This is, sorry, G07 Nile Green. And it is wanting to traverse across my paper. Being really careful on those edges. It is trying to really kind of run. I think it's the tip of this marker seems to have gotten pretty soft, which is odd because I have not used it very much. If you have markers you use quite a bit, the nibs can get softer as you work them. And then sometimes, even if it's not damaged, you might need to replace a nib in order to get that kind of bounce back. So this is G09 Veronis green. And we're going to add, I'm not sure this is going to be dark enough to do what I want it to do. Kind of just a little, no, it's not. So I'm going to go find, this is going to add a little bit of shading then. Definitely did not. Added a bit of a color change, but not some of the detailing that I wanted to add. So this I know is plenty dark. This is a G29, and it is the classic or original pine tree green. So it has that square body, and these guys come with a fine tip, which will actually work for what I'd like to do. So we're going to come in, and we're going to add kind of this idea, not a detailed knit, but kind of this little hint of a knit hat. There we go. Just enough, right? Give it that sense of a little knit cap. And then I grabbed a W1 so we could come up here and add just a little bit of detail on the little pom-pom. That may need something more. Let's see, what if I took the E07 again, gave this a little more like he's got a little bit of a cast shadow behind his little face. And hat. That'll work. Define that out a little bit. Go back in. Soften that up, just like the other. There we go. So simple, easy one today. Little squiggles. You could do a super easy background just with ground and sky and get him on a card. Just wanted to show you guys a really quick, easy way to do kind of a woolly, furry animal. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful week. If you have Copic questions or questions for me specifically about stuff I'm doing or anything like that, put a comment down in the comment section. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a happy, colorful day.